So, need to go up this roof and hope that I can get something that I can use. Okay, what do I get? Nope, nothing. Okay, restart. So it might be, I might have to do this for a while. That this might be what's going on. So I need to farm in that bag for either crystal or circuitry, and then I need to farm in the root cellar behind the house for the other item that I didn't get. Again, because like in the spirit of a sanctuary only challenge, like this is what I should do. And some people will use like exploits where they'll just like kind of like once they get a piece of junk, then they can like dupe it. Like they can get infinite steel or infinite wood or whatever. But I'm gonna do no exploits like duping. This is kind of save scumming, but I'm gonna say it's not an exploit. So this could take a while. FYI. So the items do be random then. Kind of, but like in any given container, you have kind of like a set. You can't just get anything, you know? There's kind of like a set of items you can get. And, you know, certain junk items are more valuable than others, you know, like those that have circuitry or those that have crystal. So they're going to be more rare. Nope. So that's it. That's the duffel bag of randomized treasure. Yep. So I didn't actually know that I can get what I need from that bag. So, now that I know that I can actually kind of, not exploit, but I can use that to my advantage to, like, actually properly do this challenge that I have in mind of, like, starting with nothing and then going to Sanctuary. And then I get an item with crystal and an item with circuitry in 2 separate places. Alright, Super Smash Bros. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this wedding ring. I'm gonna go marry my butler Codsworth. Now that my bitch wife is dead. I got... First thing, you know, hey, you know, the end of the world, you're cryogenically frozen, your wife and child get murdered and kidnapped in front of you. You can start a brand new life. This is what I would do. I'd throw out my wedding ring and all my clothes, and I'd start life anew. I could finally live like a free man. A free man. Or woman. I can finally live the Chris Tyson dream. Get rid of my wife and child, and I can go live and be who I truly want to be. I saw, like, there's like a lot of these new, like every couple days we're getting like new info about either Chris Tyson or Mr. Beast. Very interesting stuff. So, like, people were analyzing those, like, thousands of pages of, like, Discord messages from Chris Tyson's Discord server. And, at one point, Chris Tyson said to somebody that he wishes that he could, like, he could get rid of his whole life so he could go... He could, like, basically... I don't remember if he directly or indirectly said that he wants to, like, get rid of his wife and kid so he could go, like, live in an apartment and, watch anime all day. He said something like that. And I was like, wow, how very responsible. That's such a great thing that you you went and married a woman, changing both of your lives, and then on top of that, you both had a kid, changing your lives even further, and someone else's life. That's so cool. And then you left them to go do something incredibly cringe. What a great role model he is. No, she's Brahm's consort. No! The wedding was against my will. So this is the PS5 version of Fallout 4. They released the next-gen update. When did they release it? They released it some time ago. A few months ago. After the Fallout show came out. Crazy. I'm really just focusing on checking this bag because I think this, like, again, certain containers can have different types of items. So you can't really find ammo in like a bedside dresser or bedside drawer, for example. But you can find ammo in like a a duffel bag. So like that'll kind of have like higher tier items, for example. You could even find armor in those bags, I think. And another bot on kick. Typical. The true American dream, abandoning everything and indulge in mental illness. It really is a privilege that you see nowhere else in the world. Literally, like, very, very few countries could you actually get away with that sort of thing. Short-lived freedom after he got found out. Yeah! Oh, I love it. I love, you know, like, 1 year ago, Mr. Beast was saying, Chris isn't my nightmare, he's my friend. 1 year ago. I love it. Once I can actually get underway with like the first couple steps, I can show you guys how to level up very quickly in this first area. Another bot on kick. Wow. Probably because I had to restart my stream. Quite probably. This is just a meme song. What's that doing in there?
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing.
I'd like to do a Doomslayer cosplay someday, but I think for like some like sci-fi armor cosplays, I think I'd rather 3D print those. So I don't really have the cash to be able to start those. Because I either need to buy a 3D printer and the materials to print, or I need to pay somebody to 3D print them for me. So in either case, I don't really have money to throw away on that. But I'd love to. There's like a good like handful of cosplays I'd love to like just make with a 3D printer. Some armor sets. Doomslayer, Helldivers. What else is there? Maybe like a Metal Gear Rising, Raiden something, maybe. Didn't I say this playlist is cursed? Ah. Just like a couple things, though. Mostly the playlist is fine for some classic Nintendo tunes. Vacuum tube just has copper and glass, right? So, most likely, I think I'm going to try to get crystal out of that green bag and then, like, circuitry out of the yellow box in the basement. I was watching a YouTuber do this challenge, and he said it took him 45 minutes to be able to get a some crystal by doing the same method.
And thank you for choosing Vault-Tec.
45 minutes, holy shit. So you've never done this? Nope. No shit, G. I have not. Yeah, I've never done this challenge because I kind of like I don't usually bother to think of doing challenges, honestly. Remember, we gotta get better PB on Minecraft. PB, like a personal best, like for like a speed run. That's why I spent so much time on Souls games, silly challenges. Self-imposed, of course. Yes. Yeah, honestly, I should be... Considering how much I love these Fallout games, I should be doing more challenges in these. For sure. Same with Destiny 2, I stopped doing group content and started doing solo shit. Well, I mean, there's a lot of solo stuff you can do in a game like Destiny. So I heard for Destiny 2, because they've decreased their staff, and because of some other internal reasons within Bungie, that they will no longer be doing any more, like, big expansions for Destiny 2. They'll only be doing like 2 smaller expansions like every year. That's got to be like pretty disappointing. Because I feel like, weren't they like doing like a big expansion every year for Destiny 2? That's got to be like a big blow to the fans. Just like, what? No more big content? Like, just end the game and say like, just end the game and say that, like, you're gonna be, like, focusing work on Destiny 3 or something. Instead of saying, like, oh, we were gonna give you big content updates, but not anymore. I'm just checking these other containers just because I'm trying to remember if maybe I'll see something I need in them. Quite probably not, though. I was premature in my celebration earlier. Playing this again? Come on. There's no more content dump for Destiny 2 is the rumor, but I doubt it. The seasonal shit continues though, nobody gives a fuck. The Halloween, Christmas, Guardian games, and Solstice, nope. Last DLC was Final Shape. I don't know how the story can even continue. Oh, really? I thought Jason was telling me that Final Shape wasn't the end. Because I totally thought that the Final Shape was the end because it's called the Final Shape. Thought that was like the end of Destiny 2. But now you're telling me that it is the end? Last DLC is the Final Shape. I thought it was, but he said it wasn't. But I don't know if, like, maybe he meant that, like, there still will be, like, smaller content updates, but just not, like, big story updates. Jason also told you you would take 19 hours to kill Nameless Puppet, but that's more of, like, a skill issue type thing, or perception of a skill issue that doesn't exist. I have no skill issue. Speaking of skill issue, I want to go play more Apex. I feel like I'm not even 100% sure that I'll be even able to get like circuitry out of the yellow box in the basement. What is in this? Steel. I can check, though. Just outside of the vault, there are several yellow boxes. So I can check just to see what's inside them, but I don't have to take anything. I can look, but don't touch. So basically, we kill the main bad guy of the entire Light versus Dark saga. What else is there? Well, I don't... Like, you tell me what else is there. Like, there's going to be a Destiny 3, right? Like, what are they going to do with that, right? I assume there's going to be a Destiny 3. Like, if you beat the big bad guy of Light versus Dark, then what else is there? How do you think the story is going to continue for Destiny 3? Exactly. Apex do be a serious skill issue for you. No. I regularly have the most kills, and I regularly save my teammates. I will not take this, this heresy. Okay, I'm just checking boxes. Not gonna take anything. I have found microscopes and things in those boxes before. It's unusual for a suitcase. Had some ammo and weapon in there. Come on, it's only been like, what, 25 minutes? You got this. Well, yeah, I'm not quite giving up yet. Destiny 3 was supposed to be one faction of Guardians, no Titan, Hunters, or Warlocks. What do you mean Destiny 3 was supposed to be one faction of Guardians? Do you mean, like, the plot of Destiny 3 is, like, you're fighting against a group of Guardians? This new DLC has a new power, Prismatic, where you combined all other abilities in one. Pretty neat, but it makes sense for the story for you to be able to manipulate both light and dark abilities. Like, unless there's a new threat, but we pretty much allies with the Cabal and the Fallen. Pretty much allies with the Cabal and the Fallen, and even the Hive. Only enemies are the Vex, the Taken, who, as far as I know, are leaderless. Good of you to remind me of the story of Destiny, because I've completely forgotten. Fallout? Yes, Fallout. I beat Lies of P. So I wanted to play Fallout, so here we are. Doing a little challenge run. I have to try to survive in this little town for as long as I care to. I don't like this song. Too much guitar. Well, I got rat poison. I can kill myself. So right now, I'm doing a challenge where I'm trying to, like, survive in this town, but I need certain items to be able to continue. I need certain items to be able to continue, so I need to, like, try to, like, reload saves to hope to try to get them. No, sucka, you know how we got to select if you want to be a Titan Hunter or Warlock? Destiny 3 was supposed to be only one. Why? With a combination of abilities. I'd just say let it die. Make a new franchise. Why would they have only one Guardian type? What's the point of that? Because, like, since Destiny 1, they had the 3 different classes. So why... If anything, it would make sense to make more classes. Like, why would they... Like, a 4th class or something. Like, why would they make it only one class? That sounds like a rumor to me, and I think it's unfounded. I'm speculating, but, like, that doesn't sound like it would be accurate in any way. Make only one class? Like, what? I can't imagine that would be likely. Let it die and make a new franchise. Well, Bungie is working on a new game, Marathon. It's not a new franchise, and this is one reason why I'm really interested in playing it, is because in the 90s, they made this first-person shooter sci-fi series called Marathon. And so now they're making a new Marathon game, but the new Marathon game is going to be like a three-man team PvPvE extraction shooter. And just to kind of give like an example of an extraction shooter, like Hunt Showdown. That's an extraction shooter because you and your team go into a map and you have a goal. In Hunt Showdown, you had to go and I think kill like some little like boss enemy, and then you would try and like get out before another team comes and kills you. Like that's basically what Marathon is going to be. And I think like the trailer looked really good. No gameplay, of course, but it looked very cool. So Marathon might be the game that I'm most excited to play. And once they confirm a release date, closer to that release date, I'll probably want to stream the original Marathon trilogy that Bungie made like 30 years ago. And speaking of Hunt Showdown, Hunt Showdown just recently came out with a new, or they're coming out with a new update soon, if not already. A new update soon. Where it'll finally be, they'll finally make like a next gen update for the game for PS5, which is great because you know, I like Hunt Showdown a lot, but like it feels like when I played it, it did feel like a tiny bit dated. So I'd love to play Hunt Showdown more. So hopefully, you know, I'd love to come back to the game if they're actually, you know, coming out with this next-gen update soon. Which I believe they are making it soon. Or they're releasing it soon, I should say. It's called Hunt Showdown 1886, I think. Or 1896, I forget what. What are you doing again? I'm trying to do a challenge where I only stay in the first town you come to in the game, and you see how long I'm gonna see how long I can survive there. But right now, I'm trying to like, in order to actually like be able to even start being able to survive, I need to be able to call in NPC characters to come over to this town so they can work for me, so they can gather resources and stuff. And to be able to call them over, I need to set up a radio beacon. And to make the radio beacon, I need certain items. So I am, like, just reloading saves to, like, try to, like, by luck, find an item, find some of these items in boxes. So yeah, I'd love to play more Hunt Showdown. It's a very cool game. I love the aesthetics of, like, Old West cowboys versus zombies and scary creatures. So the next gen update looks like it'll probably be nice. Of course, I can't play the Hunt Showdown until I get my PS Plus account back. Right now, I'm kind of boycotting Sony, kind of, until I say so. Until I say I'm done with the boycott. Is it possible? Is it possible to do my challenge? Yeah, I've seen other people do it on YouTube. But I'm a little bit concerned with how successful I will be with getting these items. I don't know how long, like, 'cause it's random. I don't know if I could actually get them, you know, sooner or later. The could have cheated. The could have cheated. Are you saying that I could cheat? I'd like not to. I've already laid out my my limitations. I don't want to start with any items before I get to this town. What is this song? I meant they. They could have cheated. Who? Who's they? Oh, you mean the people the people that I saw make the video for this challenge? People know this game so well, like they would have gotten called out if it was not possible to do. But you're right, it is entirely, when you make a video about any sort of challenge, in any sort of game, people certainly can sort of fact check and see if it's possible to do. Furthermore, I think these guys did live stream themselves doing this, and then they made a video about it, I think. I'm kind of tempted to maybe look up and just to confirm if I'd be able to get these items. I know that I could. I mean, I demonstrated earlier I can get one of them. But I'm not too sure about the other. Because, like, I know that one of the guys I saw do this challenge, he basically... Oh, look, there's a camera right there. I know one of the guys that I saw do this challenge, he grabbed an item from the vault. He basically took everything with him from the vault. But I kind of want to do the challenge where I take nothing with me. So I'm actually not entirely certain. I'm not entirely certain if I can get what I need in this town. Specifically, I know that I can get crystal, but I don't know if I can get circuitry. And I need both to be able to start calling people over so that I can get more stuff to survive and then thrive. Speaking of surviving and thriving, I'd love to play more like survival MMOs. And there's another one coming out in the near future. It's a Dune survival MMO called Dune Awakening. And it's made by the people that made Conan Exiles. So it looks not bad. But the one thing about it is that the setting of this game is non-canon. The setting of the game is non-canon because it takes place in an alternate timeline where the main character of the Dune story wasn't born. So I'm just like, oh, okay. You know, if I wanted to play this Dune game, then I'd want to get like way more into the Dune franchise just to feel more connected and hyped. But if this game isn't even canon, I'm just like, well, what the hell's the point? Why would I bother? Just a waste of my time as a potential Dune fan. I'm checking these yellow boxes mostly for circuitry at this point, because I know that I can get crystal from them. So the thing that I'm curious to check for is circuitry, because I'm now not entirely sure where I might be able to get circuitry. You know, something I didn't check. If I can scrap, if I can go and scrap the computer. If there's anything in this town that ought to have circuitry in it, it ought to be a computer, right? I'm gonna bet probably if I scrap that computer, it's just gonna give me like steel and glass. So let's find out. Oh, I can't even scrap the computer. Can I scrap the TV? Steel and wood from a TV. Go figure. I can't even scrap the computer. I scrapped the desk. Yeah, no circuitry. I feel like it's like kind of like a it's less efficient if I went and searched the whole town for what I need. I'm guessing. Maybe I should play more Final Fantasy. I'm gonna look up really quick. See if I could just check what I need. So a telephone also has circuitry. That might be more common. I'm trying to find... I want to find out... I think that like telephones would be like the most likely thing I could probably find with circuitry in it. Like maybe not hot plates. I was trying to think what other items. I was trying to think like what other items I could get with circuitry that would have circuitry in them. And so telephones would be the most likely thing I might be able to find. Bruh. Okay. Does this not give circuitry? These lamps? I thought lamps did give circuitry. They give copper. Circuitry. You'd think there would be like a telephone sitting on like a table or something. Not a big fan of this cover. Not doing as much damage. Oh, I died. What were you guys saying? Not gonna lie, those music making me want to play Final Fantasy again. Damn you, Griptile, your tomfoolery knows no bounds. One could say it's galactic tomfoolery. I too would stand necky on a roof if there was no one around. What are you, some sort of exhibitionist? I guess exhibitionism is more if there are people around. Gee, I knew that already in my apartment.
And thank you for choosing.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go Nakey, personally. I have shame. Baron Home. Baron Hones to God Nikki Buddy. I can't do that, Chili. I live with people. Yes, I'm kind of like a Nikki in the shower only person as well. Why does this song sound mad familiar? These are all Nintendo songs. It's Pig Step from Minecraft. Oh, I didn't notice. I don't know half of these. So I might just try to like see if I can actually get like a telephone in these boxes. I don't know where I can get like I don't know like because I know that like certain containers can have certain items spawn in them more so than other items or other containers. But I don't know what containers might have a telephone. I'd like to try to find a like a chart online that would tell me which like which containers in this game could potentially hold which items, because definitely like certain groups of containers will hold certain groups of items and not others. Not a big fan of this. But I need some confirmation that I can actually find a telephone in this sanctuary. Or a hot plate. Kinda need those. I know I can get a camera. At the very least. Bro, crippled again? I'm dead. I'm mostly just checking boxes, because I want to see if I can even find these. OMG, you're right. You can try scrapping weapons. Scopes have circuitry. I'm not leaving Sanctuary. I don't have any scopes. Y'all haven't lived Wahali. I'ma stab you and pour acid on you in-game, of course. What the fuck am I listening to? Much better. Yeah. Had to change that up. So the question is, how do I get circuitry without leaving Sanctuary? I know I can get crystal, but I'm just not certain about the circuitry. I can get circuitry in the vault, but like, for the purpose of the spirit of this challenge, I want to start the game. I want to start the challenge with nothing. Hold on, maybe I should keep checking these boxes to see if I can get a telephone out of these, or a hot plate. Telephone or a hot plate? I feel like I've probably seen a telephone in a yellow box at some point. Yellow boxes tend to have, like, the higher tier junk items, it seems. I don't think I can really count on any other container having what I need, apart from 2 containers. The one on top of this roof, and the one in the cellar. And again, I will keep checking... the yellow box's top side here. Because, I just want to confirm that I can actually get a telephone out of them. Because I think I've seen them before. Broken lamps, cameras, and toasters. Toasters, no. Toasters do not have circuitry. And broken lamps, no, I don't think so. I checked... earlier, I was checking, like, every lamp in Sanctuary. No circuitry in them. That's what Reddit says. You saying Interweb is wrong? Yes. I know a lot about Fallout. I've seen people be wrong on things about this game. I know entirely too much about this game and other Fallout games. There is a toaster in Sanctuary, I could prove. There is no circuitry in it. Not to mention, I mean, a camera has crystal in it, not circuitry. And so when I picked up that camera the very first time today, when I picked up that camera, oh, what a fool I was. I got that camera, so I was so lucky. I was so happy to find that shit. I was like, wowee. How lucky am I? And I squandered it. I didn't think I needed anything other than... I didn't think how rare circuitry was on top of the crystal. Because I always start the game with circuitry, because I always grab everything out of this vault. Back to work I go. Back to work in the mines! You've got to earn a living so that I can keep gaming.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault Tech.
Is this Dr. Mario? Hammer Bros. Makes me think of Dr. Mario. I'm so sick of Dr. Mario. I never played it. But I hear the Dr. Mario theme like everywhere. So I don't know if there is a, I mentioned this earlier, I don't know if there is, in fact, a chart somewhere online that shows, or a table or something, that shows what containers have the possibility to have what item. Because, like, nobody really cares. But I care for the sake of this challenge. Like, that's the only... It's the only instance in which I would actually require that information. I was reading on Reddit, someone was talking about this challenge that I'm doing, and they said, like, oh, I only ever get to level 50 when I try this challenge. I get bored. But I wanted to try it, but if... I've already been doing this for, like, over an hour. If I play for, like, another hour and I, like, get nothing done, I might have to call it quits. I might go play, like, Apex or something instead. Maybe Fortnite. Maybe Apex. I should probably play Apex, considering that, in a few weeks I might want to start playing Warzone instead of Apex.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault Tech.
Is this Dr. Mario again? What is this? Keep hearing the same damn theme. Already giving up, G? No, I'm not giving up. I will give up in an hour. Toaster. Here's a toaster. Look, it has springs and steel. No circuitry. That's interesting, though, that these yellow boxes can have toasters in them. Because I feel like that means they can likely have a telephone in them. You know, I didn't intend to, like, go all the way with this challenge or anything, you know? I'm not gonna, like... I've seen a couple different YouTubers, like, go all the way, and they'll basically do everything they can do in Sanctuary, which basically means they'll go up to max level. That's kind of about it. Because you definitely can't beat the game in here. So... It's not like Minecraft, where, like, you could give yourself kind of a limited area to try to, like, play the game in, but, like, you know, you could still try to get to, like... You could make portals to, like, you know, go to go elsewhere. But you can't make a portal in this. Well, you can, but you still have to go through the story to make one. And it's like a one-way portal only.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault-Tec.
They confirmed that they're making the second season of the Fallout show, which is great, because I actually rather enjoyed the first season. It was, the Fallout show was, like, unexpectedly good. I liked it a lot. OMG, Borderlands is getting torn apart. Yeah, the Borderlands movie. So, that makes me kind of happy to see, because I was really into the Borderlands games for a while. I loved Borderlands 1 when it came out. I played Borderlands 2, I think a little after it came out. I didn't play Borderlands 2 at launch because I think I was in university. So I played it, like, later when it had all the DLC, I believe. But you know, Borderlands 2 is a fantastic game. It is, like, top tier. Like, the gameplay is fantastic. Story is interesting, and the writing is very good. They had, like, a lot of great jokes in the game. I hope I don't sound too soy for saying that. And then Borderlands 3, and, like, I also like Borderlands the pre-sequel, because they basically just tried to do more of Borderlands 2 with a lot of Handsome Jack, basically. And then at the end of Borderlands 2, you know, Handsome Jack is no longer with us. And then they made Tales from the Borderlands, which is kind of just like a story-based, choose-your-own-adventure kind of Telltale Games game. And that game was great, because they had more Handsome Jack. And then they were like, okay, we can't have any more Handsome Jack for Borderlands 3, that's it. So for Borderlands 3, they came up with some new villains that were very annoying. And, like, all the good male characters, like, either died or just were left out most of the time. So the game was just like a big, what's the opposite of a sausage fest? A taco fest? The game was a big taco fest, and it was just entirely too irritating to play. Really, I did not like any of the characters. It was not a good time. So, I streamed Borderlands 3 at launch, on top of that. It was just not a good game. It was very mediocre. It had all the like the decent gameplay of the previous Borderlands games, but like all the writing was just terrible. And there was like one character in Borderlands 3 that everyone hated. It was like an apprentice of like another character who's like an older character from the other games that like dies. And so, like, this apprentice takes over, and everyone was like, well, who's this bitch? And, like, she was like... I kind of forget, like, what she was like, but I do remember not liking her. She was, like, annoying, and she had, like, bad... Hold on a second. What? Oh. Okay. Alright. Magnifying glass as crystal. Okay. Alright, let's try this. I'll try that. Magnifying glass. We're gonna try to, okay, so I've got crystal. So we're gonna try to, now start saving to go into the basement over here and see if I can get lucky with finding a circuitry in this yellow box. Rad-X, nothing. So yeah, everyone is hating on the Borderlands movie. I suspect because it's probably on the same level as like Borderlands 3. It seems like it's very like female focused in like a bad way. Not a big fan of these metal covers. Oh, Tiny Tina. No, Tiny Tina. I mean, like, Tiny Tina, she was annoying, but like in an endearing way. I think she was like a little less likable in Borderlands 3, but everything was less likable in Borderlands 3. But the character I'm talking about was like I forget her name because she's just so, I didn't like her that much. But she was an apprentice of the female playable character from Borderlands 2. The siren from that game. And then that siren dies in Borderlands 3, and then kind of she, you know, takes over as whatever role that was. So I'm not actually too sure if I can even really get a telephone or a hot plate out of this box. If I am able to get a telephone or a hot plate, I'm in business. But I don't know if I can. That's the problem. I already got my crystal. And I know I can get crystal out of the box as well, but I don't know if I can get circuitry. And I don't know if I can get circuitry anywhere else in town. See, when it comes to listening to this Nintendo music, I kind of want to just hear the songs that are like as close to the original version as possible. And clearly because of Nintendo's very strict copyright enforcement, that's hard to do. You mostly just get like covers that sound too off and are not really all that great to listen to. I can only take so many covers. I'm not too into the covers. Not getting too much luck here with these items. I'm remembering seeing a meme about how I was thinking about video game adaptations. They did make, I think, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And it's just really funny because, like, probably the biggest fans of Five Nights at Freddy's are, like, gay teenagers. And, they just hate that the creators are Republican. And so, like, the scariest thing to them is that he's a Republican. I think that's funny. What's going on with politics, anyway? What's up with the politics? I don't follow the Democrats all that closely, but I don't really get them because, like, I don't know what... I don't know what their like goals are exactly. You know, I hear like a lot more from the Republicans about what they want to do with the country, but with the Democrats, it sounds like their entire political strategy is to beat Trump. Like, they're like, we all have to come together so we can beat Trump. Like, literally, they're like, I mean, they've been relating him to Hitler for like, 9 years. But it's effectively, like, they have the same strategy as if they were going after Hitler in World War II, where they're like, okay, France and Britain and Canada and America and Russia, we all have to come together to beat Hitler, And it's just like in the US with the Democrats, like, okay, everyone, we have to come together to beat Trump. Like, the whole, just from what I've seen, the whole, like, Democrat kind of, like, position is, like, we have to, our whole goal is just to stop Trump from becoming president. Like, we don't really have any goals past that. We're gonna kind of keep everything kind of as crappy as it is, but at least Trump won't be president. At least that. At least we'll stop him from being president. He won't have the satisfaction of being in the White House again. Whereas, pretty much every conservative party is anti-immigration. And I support that as well because multiculturalism doesn't work, in my view. And, a huge number of immigrants kind of coming into every Western country, they just compete way too much. Oh, here we go. Hot plate. Heck yeah. Okay. All right, I've got my hot plate and I've got my magnifying glass. Let's do it. So, large populations of immigrants coming into a country are generally not good for the native population because they compete too much with resources. This is why it's a bad thing in nature. For invasive species to kind of encroach on native species. Encroach on ecosystems that are already occupied by native species. It's because they compete for resources, and the resources in the case of in this case would be jobs, and they would be homes. I remember seeing a story or two from the UK from last year where the UK government kicked out some old people from their house because they said, this house is too big for you. We need to bring in a family of immigrants to take it over. And it's just like, what? Are you crazy? Like, these people, they earned this house by living in the country for years and, like, contributing to the economy and buying it. You can't just say that they're not allowed to have it anymore. The UK is so fucked. I feel it makes me, like, sad and angry to see what's happening over there. Because that's where my ancestors are from. I would legit go over there to fight to liberate that country if they needed me to. I would not join the army to fight for Ukraine or Israel or Taiwan, but I would, if there was like a revolution in Britain, if the king stopped being such a liberal cuck and he was like, okay, I need to kind of like maybe, consider my native Brits concerns first and foremost.
Stay with me, pal. Focus. Thank you, Codsworth.
Now, shall we search the neighborhood?
All right.
There needs to be like a revolution in Britain, overthrow the current government, and then to push out the invaders. There's like 8 million or something. Germany invaded France with a force of like 10 million. Get him. So I'm just saying that I would go and fight for England if they needed me to. I'd love to see that, where they kind of like just like oust the current government because they're so like not concerned at all for the native British population. They just really don't care. Godsworth, get these guys. I don't want to waste my ammo. So I'd love to see, you know, the British come together and do something about it. And then, like, they could also call on the support of the Commonwealth, get Canada and Australia involved to help. I would join up for that purpose. To liberate the homeland of my ancestors. But it's not gonna happen. They're too cucked over there. But it makes me so sad to see what's happening there. And kind of angry. Finally, we finally know what I think that's the whole point, is that it's basically just like, finally we know what colonialism feels like, for a change. Now the shoe is on the other foot. Now we get a taste of our own medicine, so to speak. Okay, I just need ceramic. Easy. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, like political sort of goals and policies and whatnot. There. Now people will start showing up here. So when it comes to like basically every conservative party, they're all anti-immigration. So I get that because of the competition for resources. That's very reasonable. And conservative parties are also anti-green energy policies, which again, very reasonable because green energy is a scam. It's not nearly as efficient of an energy source as fossil fuels. And the biggest creators of fossil fuel emissions are China and India, like by far, and they do not care about the emissions they're creating. So, you know, basically every Western country that is trying to encourage green initiatives, they're cucking themselves because they just will not be able to compete on an energy level with countries like that. Okay, now, while I wait for people to show up... Oh, one person's shown up already. I'm gonna go ahead and scrap all the junk in this settlement. Alright, where is this person? They should be crossing this bridge in a second, I think. Or maybe they're walking in from somewhere else. It says that I have one... It says that I have one person living in my settlement, but I can't see them. I don't know where they walked in from. I want to get them started. I want to get into their inventory so I can take what they have, and then I want to get them started on farming, because I'm really gonna need food soon. Wow, that's evil. Slave labor? Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree. But it's a necessity. I need it for my For the beginning of my empire here, I needed to be built on the backs of slaves. They're volunteer workers, don't worry. I promise. Nothing immoral going on. Okay, I don't know where these people are. They'll show up at some point. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy.
I'm new around here. I wanted to introduce myself. I heard your radio. It's not exactly
Yes.
the place you want.
Give me your
I want to
stuff.
trade a few things.
I want your clothes. Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Oh, he doesn't even have, like, a crop I can farm with. Okay. You. I need you to start... working on crops here. There. Okay, now I can start planting more crops. All I've got right now is melons and gourds. They're kind of like the worst crops, because they take up so much space on the ground. I'd rather have corn or potatoes. Or, mut fruit. Or carrots, even. This is all I got, so... Gonna have him start farming. Okay, next, I need to go around and scrap everything in my settlement so I can get just all the resources I need to start crafting things. I unfortunately can't join in the Brit battle. I hate the Brits. Understandable. I hate the government over there. They're not really... They're clearly not... They don't work for their people. And British people are generally cringe, so that's understandable as well. Can't pick up these scissors? Really? Ah, too much metal. Ooh, a Castlevania song. Yeah, so then conservatives are also generally anti green energy, which is very reasonable to me, as I was saying, because green energy just doesn't work. Because green energy advocates, they only ever talk about wind and solar energy. There's also I want to say hydrothermal, but I'm thinking maybe it's just thermal energy, which is basically like, it's like a nuclear power plant, but you use the heat from lava and magma, which you can only really make use of in like volcanic places like Iceland. And then there's also hydroelectric energy sources, which they're pretty efficient. Norway produces pretty much all of its electricity. It's a small country. It's only got 5 million people or so. And they produce pretty much all of their electricity from hydro sources because they have like so many rivers in their country. And then on top of that, they have like, they discovered oil off their coast like 10 years ago. So they are like all set on energy. So green energy just doesn't work. And another funny thing is that green energy advocates, or like environmental activists, they hate fossil fuels, but their alternative is basically just wind and solar. Because like you can reasonably you can set up solar panels and wind turbines like anywhere, but they're very inefficient currently at processing and sort of accumulating energy from their environment. And solar panels just are not efficient in other ways. Like, I've heard that like a lot of solar panels, like they need to be replaced every 5 years, and then like when you replace them, like you can't really recycle them, so they just have to be thrown out. And the metals that they're made with supposedly are very toxic, and so they like leak into, you know, the ground, and that's bad for the environment, ironically. And then wind turbines, also ironically, because they're used to save the environment. That's the idea, anyway. Wind turbines kill a lot of birds, and they also, whenever they need like parts repaired or replaced, they also need, they also just are not very effectively replaced or recycled, for that matter. I don't get why unlimited fossil fuel free carry is so limited. We can use human meat for energy. You know what I'm saying? It's a you know, potential energy source, I suppose. More of an energy source for people, but yeah. So as I was saying, like energy or green energy, which they sometimes call clean energy because green energy sources like wind and solar, they don't produce, I think they don't really produce any, CO2 emissions. But these activists, they always want wind and solar, which is a very inefficient energy source, but they never seem to advocate in favor of nuclear power. Nuclear power is the most efficient energy source that we have currently available to us, and it also produces no CO2. Whenever you see like smoke coming out of the nuclear silo smokestacks, that's just water vapor. They just evaporate water basically because they're heating up. They're using the nuclear the nuclear material to heat up water. And then the water that's turned into steam spins a turbine that generates electricity. That's nuclear energy. No CO2 emissions. So, like, these green energy activists, like, if they were in favor of nuclear energy, it would solve, like, all problems. No CO2 emissions, and more efficient energy production than fossil fuel. But they don't ever talk about nuclear energy. I don't know why. I saw a post someone made on like Twitter, and they said that like if you were in favor of nuclear energy, you're also in favor of racism and fascism and all that. And I was like, what? I totally believe that like that was an unironic post that someone made. Because that's totally the sort of attitude I could imagine somebody having about something good and effective. They're just like, no, it's too efficient. It has to be rooted in white supremacy. So conservatives are anti-green energy. They're anti-immigration. And they are pro-free speech, which weirdly Democrats and liberals seem to be in favor of, because they're like, well, free speech involves hate speech, and we don't like people feeling bad. That's kind of their argument for that, which I think is also silly. I was watching today on Twitter, Elon Musk shared a video from who's the actor that played Mr. Bean? Rowan Atkinson, I believe. he did a speech recently. It's a good video, and he talked about basically how because like in the UK, he's British, so in the UK they have like very concerning laws about hate speech, and basically they have in the UK they've jailed more people over social media posts than Russia has. And that is kind of insane to think about, because like you think of Russia and everyone's like, "Oh, evil Russia dictatorship, authoritarianism, and all that." But again, like the UK jails more people for social media posts than Russia does. So it's very bizarre. So Rowan Atkinson was talking about that recently. He did a little speech and he was like, "Yeah, this is very concerning because it's not right. Like, you know, you really shouldn't arrest people for what they say, unless it like, you know, incites violence directly." But what did he say? He said something like, he said something like, in the interest to fight intolerance, they found a whole different way to be intolerant, or something like that. It's like they want to. These people want to be. They want to like fight intolerance, but by doing so, they themselves have become intolerant about, you know, what can be said. And Rowan Atkinson quoted Obama, and Obama actually apparently recently was speaking about this as well, and he said something like, we have to be careful about censorship, because censorship becomes controlled speech, and then it also eventually turns into like silencing any criticism. So he said that like the way that we fight, I forget how he worded this. He said something like, the way that we fight censorship is not by limiting speech, but by actually encouraging more speech. And Rowan Atkinson said that like, really, if we want to fight, you know, intolerant or like hate speech, he said something like, we should actually be encouraging people to speak more and be exposed more to intolerant speech, because then people will be able to, you know, they'll be able to sort of build up an immunity to like sort of hate speech or like strong sort of statements, or like, you know, intolerant sounding speech. And I totally agree. Like it's 100% it's either all of it's okay or none of it's okay sort of principle. And I believe like all of it should be okay, because like, you know, all speech should be okay, because once you start picking and choosing what speech is and isn't okay, it like just becomes like too much of a gray area. You can't really effectively say some speech is good and some speech is bad, because it blurs the line. And a good example of this is a lot of people, you know, so like they want to try to like ban, for example, they'll try to like ban racist speech like off the internet or like on certain social media platforms. So they say like, you can't be racist towards black and brown people. But these same social media sites used to allow for hate speech against white people. They would just kind of like turn a blind eye to it. So once you start picking and choosing speech like that, it doesn't make sense, and it, you know, it then itself becomes like intolerant. Like it does like a horseshoe effect. Like to become like your goal is to become so tolerant of certain groups, and you're like, okay, you know, we got to be really tolerant of black and brown people. Thus, everything, you know, they can't say anything wrong. They can't do or say anything wrong. You know, so if they want to, to fight racism, we're gonna let these people be racist against people that they view to be oppressive. Again, doesn't make any sense. So conservatives are in my view, I don't really follow sort sort of like liberal or democratic talking points or what their goals are exactly. I kind of hear more about what Republicans and conservatives want to do. Because again, conservatives are generally, not just in America, but like in other countries, they are anti-immigration, they are they are anti-immigration, anti-green energy, pro-free speech, and that's kind of like, you know, I think those issues I think are important. Whereas like Democrats and liberals, it seems like they are almost, it seems to me like their entire interest is just abortion. I can't hear them talk about anything else other than like women's right to choose and abortion, and that's kind of it. Like that's all they talk about, I think. They're like, we have to beat Trump. He's gonna take away a woman's right to choose. It's just like, okay, what else? He's gonna set women's rights back 50 years. Yeah, and I mean, okay, for one, I don't think he's actually gonna do that. But because he's stated before that he thinks that like there should be an abortion ban up to 16 weeks, which is more than most European countries. Most European countries are 12 weeks, and then after that he said, okay, we're gonna leave it to the states to decide on a state-by-state basis the abortion laws. So on the one hand, you know, liberals crying about it, they can be outraged at a state like Texas that like fully, you know, denies abortion, and then they'll blame Trump for that. But they also have to praise Trump for a state like, I'm guessing, California, which, you know, allows basically full autonomy when it comes to abortions. You can't pick and choose and say Trump is responsible for Texas, but he's not responsible for California, right? But that's the liberal agenda. They're inconsistent. Free speech for me, but not for thee. So yeah, it's hard to appreciate the Brits when they're kind of embroiled in some unsavory topics like that. Oh, what you saying? What you saying up in here? Soylent Green for eating human meat. Yeah, yes, but nuclear is bad. Gee, don't you get it? It go kaboom and is dangerous. Actually, I mean, like I think nuclear, yeah, it has the potential. Nuclear power plants have the potential to be the most dangerous of all energy sources, potentially. I mean, you know, save for the Three Gorges Dam in China. If that dam breaks, it's killing tens of millions of people. But yeah, like, so nuclear can be risky, but I'd like to think that we've advanced enough in terms of safety measures that, you know, nuclear plant operators can be proactive and considerate enough to avoid any accidents happening. So the most famous nuclear accident was Chernobyl, but there's something like 4 or 5 reactors at Chernobyl, and one of the reactors had the famous meltdown, right? But I think the other 3 or 4 reactors are still operational today. So how dangerous is it really? Not to mention, people were all worried that, like, you know, more radiation was released by Chernobyl than, like, the bombs at Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But if you look at the area around Chernobyl, it's fine today. Like, there are animals and plants, like, thriving there right now. I haven't really looked at studies to see if, like, animals around there have, like, increased cancer rates, but you know, wildlife is doing okay, so it's not all bad. I mean, they're not, you know, they're not doing better than they were before Chernobyl, but they're not doing too much worse either. So it's not a huge deal, I think. And people are already getting cancer from like all sorts of sources, from like the food we eat and like the things we touch every day, chemicals we interact with. So what's a little radiation from a nuclear power plant compared to that? And yeah, nuclear is racist because it alludes to nuclear family analogy, and black people can't seem to keep a family together. Therefore, racist. So I still talk with friends back in third world country. Dubstep, come on. Still talk with friends back in a third world country. It's extremely misrepresented, the whole LGBT agenda and other woke shit. No one likes it. But the media pretends it's a big movement. I mean, I guess that is maybe like a Democrat, liberal kind of talking point. Is they're like, oh, we want to have LGBT rights all the time, everywhere. But yeah, it's true. Like, easily like 95% of the world, easily 95%, maybe even 99% of the world does not like that stuff. It's a very kind of bizarre phenomenon in the West. It's just like, oh, we're gonna be like so tolerant and so progressive that we're gonna like, you know, focus on this thing that most of the world doesn't like. While also, and it's like, you know, it is like the most sort of obvious that this, you know, this whole thing is like not a scam, but like it's so hypocritical because, you know, you see like a company like Disney will make like these very, you know, these movies basically for children, superhero movies and Disney princess movies and stuff these days. And they'll put like heavy, you know, homosexual themes in the movie. And they'll release the movie in China and take those scenes out. And it's just like, oh, so you don't actually care about the message. Same with like the Middle East when they release that stuff there. Just like, oh, okay, so you can see that most people don't like that stuff. You're just kind of like, you're just putting it in theaters where people tolerate it. Because like, there was a study, I remember hearing about a study where people that are liberal will actively consume products that they view as being pro-liberal, and they will shy away from products that they view as being pro-conservative. But conservative people, they don't really care. They'll just kind of go with whatever product is convenient for them. So that is why so many products and pieces of media like movies and shows, that's why they generally will favor. That's why they will tend to favor kind of liberal audiences, because liberals will eat that stuff up and conservatives will kind of just like brush it off and be like, yeah, whatever. Not really for us, but it is what it is. Nope, 90% of countries on this planet are decent about woke policies. Yeah, Scamala was such a bad choice for candidacy. She can literally be confronted about her agenda because she has been in office for 4 years and done nothing. Yeah, exactly. I've got a couple memes where Kamala is like, oh, if I'm elected, I will, what did she say? If I'm elected, I will lower grocery prices. And then people are like, why don't you just lower grocery prices now? You are currently a vice president right now. Like, it's you're in the White House already. Like, why don't you do something about it now? Crazy. That's all the libs bitch about. That's why Biden won, just because people hate Trump. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, like, politics are crazy. Crazy. I don't get them. People are like people on a certain side of the political spectrum really are quite slow. Just trying to think of something. Short-sighted, that's the word. But we turned a bunch around. I'd be saying shit. Turned a bunch around. Yeah, it's true. I've seen like a lot of videos from people that said like I used to be very anti-Trump or very liberal, and then like kind of the world just kind of progressively got worse over the last 5 years. And they're like, yeah, or over the last like 3 or 4 years even. And they're like, yeah, it's probably this stuff doesn't work. The thing is, like, if Kamala Harris becomes president, do you really think that she'd be effectively able to sort of negotiate with Iran or China or Russia in any capacity? I'm kind of thinking maybe not. I don't think that she'd be able to, like, talk to those countries at all. Or if she tried to talk to them, they just wouldn't really respect her to, like, properly communicate with her. And, like, the media can't necessarily go and say that China's being racist towards the president of the United States, because, like, it's not even the fact that she's, like, black. It's more, because, like, you know, China had to deal with Obama, right? It's more just, like, she's a weak candidate. She can't speak, I don't think. Although I've heard people say that, like, in private, she is more intelligent sounding. I don't know. I find that, like, a little hard to believe because, like, she just lacks the charisma to, like, speak more eloquently, like, on camera. So what I've heard is apparently she speaks well enough in private and not on camera. But it's just like, well, if you're a politician, you should speak, like, just as confidently on camera. Otherwise, like, why bother being a public figure? So that's why like Trump is so good. Not necessarily like a great candidate for the country, but he's like Trump is a lifelong entertainer. He's like a very entertaining person to watch. He speaks like very well in front of like every camera he goes in front of. So even if he's like not entirely competent, he at least sounds very good when he speaks. And politics, I think, is half, you know, perception of competence. So even if you aren't competent, if you can appear competent, people will like you enough to vote for you. That's how it's always been. So it's kind of like everyone can see that the media is gaslighting for Kamala Harris and saying that she's really good. But, like, you know, all it takes is a simple fact check to, you know, even if you like her as a person, which I find hard to believe because it's mostly people just like her because they don't like Trump. So even if you like her as a person, which again, I find really hard to believe because if you watch her do interviews, she is insufferable to listen to. And I'm not saying that because I'm racist, I'm saying that because I'm sexist. Don't you dare imply that I'm racist for not liking Kamala Harris. You can go ahead and call me misogynistic all you want. It's true. Listen, until China or Russia or Iran or North Korea get a female president, I don't think that the US should be pushing for that. Finally moving along this challenge run. Oh yeah, this music though. Oh yeah. Careful, G. Don't step over the green line. Don't do it. Don't step over the green line. Uh-oh, my challenge is over if I step over this green line. Oh no, it's over. People do normally get sick when we touch, because every time we touch, I get this feeling every time we goes play. Can't you feel my heart beat fast when it's last? I can forgive not knowing NSYNC, but every time we touch, song truly you've heard. Yeah, I know that song. I've heard it in memes. Every bit of culture I have learned about, I've seen in a meme somewhere. Bro dismantled the whole house like it's nothing. Hey, I need that steel. I gotta steal it. It's mine. I need it. No one's living there. It's fine. What? What if you came home one day and your house looked like this? And you're just like, bro, what? Like in one day, it was all gone. And then your neighbor showed you a video of someone walking over and deleting your house. I mean, she's Indian, so she should be good at haggling. Yeah. Okay, here's a little racism for you. I gotta be like a little racist right now. So, in Canada, we have a lot of like welfare programs because we're pretty socialist here. So we have like a lot of these welfare programs and programs to help poor people. With, you know, getting them food and any other supplies that they need. And, so there's, like, food banks and stuff like that. But, I don't think there's, like, really any requirement to, like, demonstrate that you are actually a person in need if you need, like, you know, the free food they give out. And it's like grocery level food. They give out, like, fruits and vegetables and bread and stuff. But I don't know, like, what you need to, like, demonstrate or show to, like, you know, permit, you know, getting this food. Like, so the problem is, and I've seen a couple stories about this, where, like, an Indian immigrant will come over to Canada, like, as a student or something. They'll come over to Canada, and they'll go to school, they'll go to college. They're not a citizen of Canada. You know, they're still working on getting their citizenship, right? So they go to college in Canada, they get a job. Usually they get pretty nice jobs. Or I don't know, I don't want to say usually, because most of them do not work nice jobs, but some of them get nice jobs. And so I've seen a couple where a couple of these Indians living in Canada, they'll talk about how they basically, like, will put out videos on, like, YouTube or TikTok, like, as tutorials as to how you can take advantage of the welfare system that we have, and, like, how you can get free food, basically. So they're kind of teaching other Indians, effectively, how you can go to these food banks and get free groceries every week. Like, that's what they're teaching people on, like, YouTube and TikTok. And it's not every Indian, of course, but, like, I've seen a few stories about this. And, like, one of these guys, he had, like, a job at a bank in Canada. And he was making, like, $70,000 a year. And he was putting out a TikTok about how he gets free groceries every week from, like, these food banks. And I'm like, what the hell? So people found out who he was, and they contacted the place he was working, and they got him fired. Because it's just like, yeah, like those supplies are for, like, poor people that actually need it. So I don't know, like, what you need to show at these, like, food banks or charity places or, like, welfare places, like, to demonstrate that you're actually a person in need and you need, you know, these, like, free groceries. Like, I don't know, like, how do they determine, like, you're allowed to, like, get this stuff? They probably don't have, I'm guessing they don't have, like, a very sort of definitive system to, like, say, like, oh, you get food and you don't. Like, you know, people who make $30,000 a year can get the food, but people who make $40,000 can't. Like, I don't know how they determine it. So like maybe it's as simple as like people just walk into the food bank and they just are allowed to get what they want. Or maybe immigrants have like a special sort of status and they're like, you know, they're viewed as poor by the government, so they are just allowed to take even when they don't need to. Because again, like in terms of charity and welfare, like you really shouldn't take what you don't need, because people, like, this is one reason for me personally, I don't like to take things. I don't like to, even if I'm offered stuff for free, I generally don't like to take it. Because in my view, I'm like, well, what if somebody else comes along and they need it or want it more than I do? But I took it already, and so now they can't have it. Like, I do that all the time. If I go someplace and someone offers me like a bottle of water, I'm like, oh, no, thank you. I don't need it. You know, somebody else might want to come along and need the water more than I do. That's just my philosophy. That's what I do. I don't like to take something if I don't need it, because somebody else might like come and might want it more. You know, people that will give out like free samples places, and I just won't take them. Or they'll give out like little keychains or like little trinkets or whatever. I always decline, because it's stuff, you know, that like little trinkets and things, like you don't need them. So like I'm just like, well, I don't need it, so why would I take it? Like I don't even want it. You know, why would I take it? Like, it's just, if I took every like free sample or like every little free trinket that I was offered, like I just have like all this stuff like piled up in here, and like eventually I'd have to throw it away. It's like, why the hell, you know, I don't want to take it. It's just a waste. So yeah, I don't like taking free things. But, you know, so like a few of these Indians, they would go into these food banks and they'd get their groceries for free, and then they would make videos teaching other immigrants how to do it. And they're like, okay, here, like, you know, we have jobs, you know, we're not poor, but you can get free groceries. And it's just like, dude, those free items are for people that actually need it, that don't have jobs, that don't have a source of income. There are people that are more in need. And, but, so, okay, here's the racist part. People from that part of the world, from, like, India and Pakistan and the Middle East, like, it is common over there to take advantage of people. Like, it is, in those places, in, like, South Asia, it is expected that you take advantage of people. If you can take advantage, you should. That is why it is a famous sort of stereotype or cliche that they have, like, markets and bazaars, you know, in places like India, where it's expected that you haggle for prices, right? So, like, again, the cliche, the stereotype, is that you go to a market or a bazaar in India, and the price, and like you wanna buy something, and you know it's true that the person who owns that market, they purposefully tell you a price that is too high. They apparently that happens. That's supposed to happen all the time there, or most of the time. They give you a price that's too high on an item, because they know that you, as the buyer, are supposed to haggle down the price. So by default, they try to take advantage of people. There's your little tidbit of racism for the day. Check back for tomorrow. Check back tomorrow for more racism. And again, that's just part of their culture. Is they list something that's too high of a price, and they expect people to haggle the price down to a more reasonable price. And again, that's common in South Asia. And they know they will raise the price even more when they see a foreigner. When they see a tourist come over to their stand. I've heard stories where they raise the price 20 times like how much they would ordinarily charge for it. An insane amount. What were you guys saying? Know what I'm saying? But she's a woman, you know, China, North Korea, and Putin already hold her at a lower standard. Yeah, exactly. So, the safety of the world, I think, is not... If Kamala Harris got elected, the safety of the world is, like, literally in jeopardy. Because, like, they're already taking advantage of weak Joe Biden, you know? Iran and Russia took advantage of weak Joe Biden to invade. And, you know, really not much happened. Like, Russia got sanctions put on it, and that really did nothing. Nothing really happened to Iran, even though they are in control of Hamas, really. Hamas, I doubt that Hamas would do anything unless Iran gave them the okay. Yes, unscripted Skamala is content gold. Ugh, oh, yeah. So, Kamala Harris speaks well enough when she's on teleprompter or she is reading off a script. She speaks well enough there. She's like an okay spokesperson. But if you see her do interviews where she is off script, it is awful. She cannot speak, and she does not make any sense when she does speak. She very frequently uses that term, what will be unburdened by what has been. What the hell does that mean? And she will just repeat herself like kind of over and over. And it's like the sort, like, I'm not a very smart guy. I've done this sort of thing where I ramble, but I'm not a public politician. I'm not, like, you know, trying to become a world leader. You know, I'm just a guy. So it's 100% reasonable to hold your leaders and politicians to a higher standard. Definitely. Okay, I think I've effectively scrapped the whole settlement. So I basically junked everything that is not nailed down. You know who came out of NSYNC? My reformed rabbi, Justin Timberlake. Food and supplies, what the fuck? This Minecraft? Wow, and like supplies like toilet paper, I'm thinking. And like, I don't know what else you need in your home. Soap? Dish soap, maybe? Or like detergent. It's supplies like that. Or like, probably you can, I'm sure like these food banks, you also can get like toothpaste and like, you know, essential supplies, right? Wow, Indian scammers? Never heard of such a thing. Who would have thought? I like the vid I posted where Trudeau was saying some BS and the conservative counterpart was bashing him for his food bill while lines are long at food banks. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Is that at food banks I've seen there are like long lines of immigrants at these things as well. But like the immigration in Canada is a scam as well because like immigrants are encouraged to come to Canada in large numbers because they have like citizenship dangled in front of them. But for a lot of them, the citizenship is snatched away because in Canada, like the educational institutions, they're like pretty easy to get into. All the colleges, you just have to pay for the tuition, and then they're like, oh, you can get a job once you get a degree, and then you can, or a diploma, and then you get a job and you can become a citizen. But it's not that easy. So you get like, I think like a lot of immigrants that come over on like temporary worker visas or something, and they kind of have to I don't know what's required for them to show that they are working on becoming a permanent resident. Like you probably have to like work on getting like a job that pays a certain amount, and like you have to be like living somewhere more permanently, which is not easy in Canada because jobs are increasingly harder to come by and they pay less, and housing prices are going up, and so I'm very reasonably, I would say, anti-immigration for these reasons. But yeah, the libs are getting owned hardcore in Canada. It's really, it's not, it seems to me to be not that difficult to, you know, if a country's not doing so well, you just, like, point at the current ruling party and you're like, you guys are doing a bad job. You should step aside so we can take over. Check back for tomorrow, that's not racist. Stereotype earned. I'd be seeing TikToks of Indians just following tourists, asking for food and money, fucking kids and their moms. Just pestering. Who in the right mind would go to tour in India? I'm hoping less people. I'm hoping people kind of realize it's an awful place. They're telling women, like a lot of women want to go to India. I don't know why. And I think they're telling women, like, now you really shouldn't go alone to India for obvious reasons. I can't even say Scamala talks like one of the good ones, because she ain't. She ain't even black. And that reference is meant for black people. If you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Grow up. So, we to Huawei, it's all about getting to level. We to Huawei? We to Huawei? What the hell is that? Oh no, come on, bro. Game crashed. Why? There's like nothing around. Why did the game crash? So we to Huawei, it's literally. So literally, I can't believe I had to understand that.
Yeah?
So literally, it's all about getting to level 100, so game never ends. Yeah, if you don't continue with the story, the game just doesn't end, obviously. I don't have to re-scrap the whole settlement, just like this one house I left out, I think. Yeah, so the game really, like, so with a never leaving sanctuary challenge, the challenge basically goes on as long as you want it to. Again, I've seen like a couple of YouTube videos where like different people have gone and they've reached max level. And that's about as far as you can go. That's like, that's about as much as you can do in a challenge like this, reaching max level. I kind of want to get to level 100, but I've never done this challenge before, so I don't know how worthwhile it might be. Probably ultimately not that worthwhile, if I had to guess. Okay, I think now I've gotten everything. Yes, the spell worked, yes! Okay, so I've done a couple things. I haven't done too much, but I've done a couple things so far. One, I set up the recruitment beacon, so settlers, NPCs will start showing up. Like this guy. I need this guy to work on the crops for me, so that I will not go hungry. Because I'm playing on survival mode, my character will progressively get hungry and thirsty and need to sleep. Because if I don't do that, I'll die. So now that I have this guy, oh, forgot to check the basement. Now that I have this guy doing crops for me, I should have an infinite source of food. Check this basement again. The problem is that, like, for the crops to actually grow, I kind of have to leave the area. But I think if I just kind of, like, run around the edge of the, settlement, that'll probably be good enough for the crops to grow back. And then I can plant more crops, and so on and so forth. When was the last time you played Fallout 4 on stream? On stream, huh? When was the last time I streamed Fallout 4? Like, last year or the year before. But I don't remember why I would have. I probably just wanted to play some Fallout 4. But I like, since then I kind of decided, like, oh, it's not worth streaming because it's kind of too chill most of the time. So, not really terribly worthwhile. So I'd rather just, if I want to play it, usually I'd just rather play it on my own. Not the Edge, Max Edge. That would have been a good name for my character, potentially. Okay, so I've also picked up a bunch of food. That's good. Alright, so... yeah, there's nothing... okay, so... I've done a few things. I built that recruitment beacon. I got my first settler to show up. So he can work on the crops. I scrapped every item in this whole settlement. Everything that I can scrap for junk, so I can build more. I have done. Yep, that's all I've done so far. So, I need this guy to grow the crops that he's working on here. Also, I need more settlers. So I think if I run around the exterior, I will maybe start to see some stuff happen. Before I continue, though, let me... And again, I'm playing on survival mode, so I can only save by sleeping. Also, because I'm playing on survival mode, I am more likely to get sick when it's raining. Let me see here. I need to get this up to level 2 so that I can build stores. Okay, so next I'm going to show you guys how to level up quickly. So we're gonna go over to the menu for furniture, and then go to shelves. And so I have 3,000 wood and 1,200 steel. So I'm just gonna build a ton of shelves, and I'm gonna get like a little XP for every one that I build. And I can level up pretty quick this way. You were because PS5 was dying, so you Xboxed. Oh yeah, so I went over to Xbox. Yeah, and I played on Xbox for a while, and I probably played Fallout 4 with mods. Like, I think that was like 2 years ago. I think. Maybe that was New Vegas. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Next step is I'm gonna level up a little bit. So I'm gonna, like, craft a ton of shelves. And this is the method that you want to use to, because, like, anytime you build anything in the settlement, you get XP. But this is the method that you want to use because, like, as you can see, I just keep building the shelves on one spot, right? So it's the most efficient way to build and get XP. Jeez, it's 10 p.m. already? Sheesh. Level 6. I might just keep going until I'm out of wood. Realistically, I need to go until I'm level 14. Defying physics. Here, hold on, before I continue. To level up my Idiot Savant, I need to be level 11. So, level 11, and then I get Idiot Savant rank 2, and then I can level up faster. And then I need to get to level 14 so I can build stores. Oops. I wasn't even building a shelf, my bad. Okay, so I need to get to level 14 so I can build stores, and then I can sell things to my settlers at those stores. I'm level 7 now. So I'm halfway to level 14, but I'm already like almost halfway through my supplies of wood. So if my goal is to get to... If my goal is to get to level 100... you know, I'm not gonna get to level 100 doing this, because it, like, eventually it's just gonna take, like, way too long. So, what I'm going to want to do later... And here, I'll kind of get ahead... I'll get ahead of myself a little bit. What I'm gonna eventually want to do is, my next step is to... get to level 14 so I can make stores for my settlers. But specifically, I need a minimum of 200 caps to be able to make a store. So I'm just going to have to get lucky, I think, with settlers showing up so I can get 200 caps. Because I can't get money otherwise. Let's see. Stores. I currently have 44 caps. Like, the lowest level store I can get is one that costs me 200. I'm gonna have to actually look up, like, how to actually get caps if I can't sell anything. Because I think I'll have to actually just wait for other settlers to show up, and sometimes they have caps in their inventory. I think that's what I have to do. So I need to get a store. So once I get a store, then I can start selling stuff more regularly, and then I can get even more caps. And then with those caps, once I have enough caps, then I will start making cages. So a cage is something, it's like a, so a cage is like a little sort of box where you put some bait in it, and then you power it up, and then you go and sleep, and then when you come back from sleeping, a creature will be caught in the cage because of the bait. And then you can press a switch, because it's powered up, you press a switch to release the creature, and then you can kill it. And killing creatures gets you more XP. And the creatures will also drop, you know, some items. So specifically, the cage that I will want to craft is a medium cage, a medium-sized cage, called a gunner cage. In this game, gunners are like mercenaries. And so the bait that I would put in the cage is 500 caps. So once I get a gunner cage ready, then I can power it up, go to sleep, wake up, and then a gunner will be trapped in the cage. I open the cage up, I kill the gunner, I take his stuff, I get the XP, and so on. And then, you know, once I get more money, once I get more caps in this game, I'll be able to build more stores, and then I'll be able to sell even more stuff to those stores, and then I'll get even more caps, and then I'll craft even more gunner cages, and at some point, I'll have like 50 gunner cages, and I'll open them all at once, and then I'll kill like 50 gunners. I've seen a video where somebody does that. So that is kind of the later progression of this challenge. That's going to take a while to get to, because what I need most right now is, I think, settlers to come to my settlement so I can take their money, so I can build the store, so I can sell to them. So let's keep leveling. Maybe Jason was right. I remember Nameless Puppet being harder. I beat him on my first try on New Game Plus. So you didn't even fight him on your first try on New Game? You gave Geppetto your heart? Or maybe I'm just Puppet God. Any chance of a Deathclaw passing by? Yes, it's possible. Actually, no. It might happen, but in my settlement, my settlement will only ever get attacked once, because my settlement will only get attacked if I leave the settlement and then come back. But I won't be leaving the settlement, so my settlement will only ever get attacked once, and it'll probably only ever get attacked by raiders. No Deathclaw, probably. Yes?
How do you stream Fallout 4?
Since I beat Lies of P and I need something to do until I get PlayStation Plus again.
And you just showing your friends you're glitch building a bunch of cells?
I'm doing a challenge where I do not leave Sanctuary.
Why?
It's a challenge.
Why?
It's a challenge.
Did someone tell you to?
No, it's a challenge.
Like, is it an achievement?
No. It's a challenge for yourself. To test yourself.
But
To see if you can do it. And that'll be rewarding if you can do it.
what will you be rewarded?
Self-fulfillment?
I would not be able to do that. I'm always all over the place. Especially Rob. Oh, let's see what. Oh, he's not wearing nothing under there. How dare you not be slutty like Buffy? Here.
Anyway, lucky for me that they nerfed Lies of P, so it's easier for me. When will Slav GF join Minecraft speedrun? It won't be a speedrun if she joins. I'm definitely gonna run out of supplies before I reach level 14. I'll have to scrap the shelves and keep going.
It would be a speedrun because I was trying to just get to the goal anyway, because what's the point?
Okay.
Okay.
Level 11. So now I can up Idiot Savant to the next level. I need to get 3 more levels to get to level 14 to build stores, which doesn't even matter because I don't even have the caps to build them.
Minecraft is famous.
I hope Silent Hill 2 Remake gets delayed so we can do Bloodborne. It's already been delayed like 3 times. I hope it doesn't get delayed so I can fucking finally play that shit and forget about it. I'm so goddamn sick of remakes. If I never play another remake as long as I live, I will be happy. Actually, there are 2 remakes I want to play. I want to play the Gothic remake, and I might want to play the Witcher remake. I can imagine that Sweet Baby Inc. will probably be involved in the development of the Witcher remake, Witcher 1 remake. So I feel like I feel like quite possibly quite possibly I will not want to. I might not want to play The Witcher. I'm trying to like I'm trying to just scrap them all, but I keep like accidentally. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's because my menu. I see why I couldn't scrap. It's because my menu was on the shelf section. So once I got the resources to build a shelf, it just made me build a shelf because I was just pressing the button too quick. So I want to play the Witcher remake because everyone says The Witcher 3 is really good, and like The Witcher 3 probably is the entire reason why the franchise is popular. But I don't want to play The Witcher 3 until I've played Witcher 1 and 2. That seems reasonable to me. So they're making Witcher 4, but they're also remaking Witcher 1. But I suspect that it'll probably be woke because the show was woke. And probably Sweet Baby Ink will be involved. I bet. So I might not want to bother. And then they are remaking a game called Gothic. Gothic was I think a survival fantasy RPG from like the early 2000s. And it was famous because it gave you like a lot of options for like how to progress through the game and like how to live in the world and like what factions to side with and stuff. It was like kind of like a Morrowind. It was like from that era. And this Gothic remake might be coming out next year. If you can like go and watch a trailer, I suggest you do because it looks quite good. Single player RPG. I hope it does. It looks like shit. I won't be surprised if they censor everything about it. Witcher 3, or sorry, the Witcher remake? Yeah. Censor everything about it. I feel like, you know, it's meant to be like based on a you know, medieval Eastern European like setting, right? Like a fantasy Eastern European setting. But like probably if they remake The Witcher 1, like half the characters will be black. Maybe even Ciri will be black. We can hope. I'm kind of surprised that in Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Shadows, like when you see like videos and pictures of the Japanese population in that game, that we're not seeing like half the people on the streets black in ancient Japan. That was very reserved of them. They could have easily have done that. You guys like shelf building gameplay? Oops. Shelf destroying gameplay? I'm not getting XP for destroying the shelves, but I need to destroy the shelves because I'll need the supplies. I'll need the wood and steel. This is the craziest gameplay I've seen. I think I'll be good not playing Fallout 4. Well, I love this game. I'll play it forever. I would much rather play this than Cyberpunk 2077. But I have seen people point out that the gameplay of Cyberpunk 2077 is more advanced in terms of combat compared to Bethesda games. But I way prefer the worlds of Bethesda games compared to the world of Cyberpunk. To me, the world of Cyberpunk just looks like Grand Theft Auto. Like, it's not that... It doesn't look like that fun to, like, walk through. Like, it feels like in, like, the Elder Scrolls and Fallout, like a lot more variety of things can happen. I'd say Minecraft is more advanced gameplay than any Bethesda game. It's got a lot more variety for things you can do. I might scrap these later. Okay. I've leveled up a little bit. Let me save. Just in case the game crashes again for seemingly no reason. Alright, my one settler. My one settler is still farming away. I'm gonna try to run around the outskirts of this town. Let's try to run around the outskirts and see if maybe... See if maybe that encourages the crops to grow, or for new settlers to show up. I think I might have to, like, sleep a lot for the settlers to show up. But I need crops to grow, because I'm gonna get hungry and die. I'd want to retry Cyberpunk. Boy, when I played on launch, I was shocked this wasn't made by Bethesda. Yeah, I think a lot of people sort of shared that sentiment. Yeah, like playing Cyberpunk, it's not a bad idea because probably it's about as good as it's gonna get right now, with the most recent update that it had, the big expansion. They really did a good job with sort of updating it. Because they did improve the gameplay a lot, and they added in... I'm kind of surprised they bothered to add in a bunch of, like, new weapons and skills and things. They really didn't need to. But they did, so, you know, that was nice of them. That was nice of the developers to fix their game that they should have fixed all along. I think, again, I'm very disappointed by this current console generation. Because, like, most of the games that have come out during this console generation were developed with the previous generation of consoles in mind, so they could sell it on because they could sell it on, like, twice as many platforms, right? So a game that they're releasing on PlayStation 5 must also be playable on PlayStation 4. So I think this is probably... Like, this sort of development mindset was probably the reason why a game like Cyberpunk was such a mess at launch, because they had to, like, dumb it down in so many ways to be able to have it play on, like, PS4 and Xbox One. And, like, of course, you know, that's where, like, the game had, like, the worst reviews, I think, right? Like, the PS4 copy of the game. Very reasonably, to be fair. Okay, what is this creepy song? Minecraft? What is this creepy thing? Okay, I think we're just about done with a lap, so, or 2 laps. Let's go look at my my crops. Oh, check it out. They did grow. Very good, my farming friend. Let's plant more crops for him to slave away at. I mean, for him to volunteer to work on. Again, I really don't like these crops because they take up so much ground space. They're harder to plant. Alright, if I continue to do laps around this place? Will they continue to grow? This song is not good. Come on, I'm trying to back the camera up. Too much harp. Oh yes, my favorite game. What is that? Peruvian pan flute? Yeah, so I really am hating video game remakes, especially for games that I hate this trend of remakes. Especially for games that are like really, really good already. Like the originals were like so good, they don't need to be remade. They're like good as is. You know, some modern audiences might complain that they feel outdated, but they're whiny babies. They should learn to appreciate things from the time that they're from. They need to look at things contextually. I heard someone share this opinion. I forget where I saw this, but they said that like they should not be remaking like movies and games that were good. They should be remaking movies and games that were bad. Because that makes a lot more sense. Like, you know, a movie or a game maybe had a good idea, but it was executed poorly, or just it wasn't as good as it could have been. So it makes more sense to redo that, you know? And then try to make it good the second time. I would be, like, way more in favor of that. Oh, the crops grew again. Check out these Minecraft hacks. Now, they didn't all grow because there's too many crops here.
You're growing well.
There's too many crops here for one guy to handle, so I need more people working on these. So I guess I'll probably get my guy to go to sleep. Alright, I gotta eat so that I'm not dying of starvation. Okay, I gotta put some points into some stuff so I don't die if we get attacked. I have 8 ranks to rank up here. I will do Gunslinger, Gunslinger 2, Toughness, Life Giver, Toughness and Life Giver again. I'd like to do Gun Nut, so I can sort of level up my gun, but I don't know if I'll have the supplies to, like, craft it better just yet. I should probably do Bloody Mess. I'll certainly need that later. Scrounger doesn't make sense because I won't be looting anything. Fortune Finder doesn't make sense. I'd like to up my Charisma so I can get more settlers here, but I could sort of wait for that. I don't think I need any. I'll need Medic. I will need Medic. So I can craft a doctor store. I don't like these, like, metal, remixes. Okay, so I think I'll do Bloody Mess. Well, I can do it twice. I'll do it twice because I'm kind of concerned about getting attacked by some higher level raiders or something. What time of day is it? 5 p.m. 6 p.m. All right, so I'll sleep for 12 hours. I've got a 10mm pistol and that's it. If we get attacked, I don't know how well I'll do to stave off the attack. I'll hold on to some grenades in case I need them. Don't want my settlers getting them. Again, well, if we do get attacked at some point, it'll only be once. Okay, I'm gonna sleep for 12 hours. Apparently, this is a lot of how this challenge is gonna go. It's gonna be like a lot of waiting, because I need to wait for more settlers, I need to wait for the crops to grow. I still only have one settler, what the hell? Alright, time for me to go on my daily jog. I wonder if like something I could do is just like lap. If I could like lap this place. How far do I even need to actually go? I'm not even sure if the crops are like really properly being worked on because my settlers only work from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Well, maybe I'll scrap some more of these shelves. I do need to get like 2 more levels. So yeah, I'm tired of all these remake games, especially since they're like remaking games that were already good. Like Resident Evil 4, Silent Hill 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. They don't need remakes. If they're gonna remake a game, they should remake like a really old game, like Castlevania 1. How about that? Let's get a remake for that. I'd pay to play a remake of Castlevania 1, but I'd like it to be like in third person. And I also don't want it to be a platformer. They tried to make a Castlevania game like that. It was Lords of Shadow, and it was not very good. But if they made the game about Simon Belmont, maybe it'd be better. I gotta say, my PlayStation VR 2 has been pretty disappointing. They just didn't support it enough. I mean, that's kind of typical of Sony. They also didn't support the PlayStation VR 1 very much. They didn't support the PlayStation Vita as much as they should have. Do they just make enough money from the hype of like, ooh, this is a cool new side console? I don't know. Ooh, more Final Fantasy music. I want to play the Final Fantasy. I really, really liked Final Fantasy 1. 2, 3, and 4, not so much. But man, Final Fantasy 1 was like very good. I love the setting. I played, speaking of remakes, the version of Final Fantasy 1 that I played technically was a sort of a remake. And it did look very good. I don't know if it was like an NES, or I don't know if it was like an SNES version. I don't know, like, I'm not even sure like what the version of the Final Fantasy 1 game that I played was called. The version of Final Fantasy 3 that I played was a remake for the Nintendo DS, if I'm not mistaken. Or wait, I played it on PSP, but I think it might have been originally on DS and then ported over to the PSP. But I might be mixing that up. Damn, how many shelves did I make? They can't remake Castlevania without the platforming. It would lose the whole point. No, the whole point is a guy, a vampire hunter with a whip, killing vampires. That's the whole point. I'm more of the idea of letting franchises die. Ugh. But I miss Metal Gear. I want a new Metal Gear. And Castlevania. And Silent Hill. The hell is this? Letting franchises die and come up with new ones. But the new franchises that they have suck. You think Overwatch is good? It's a terrible game. Alright, finally. Scrap them all. Oh, a new person showed up. I've got a new person in my settlement. Where are they? I've got a new friend. A new friend. Where are they? Where's my new friend that I can play with and torture? Aha! A woman!
Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself.
Hey, hi, how are ya?
Exactly, Harry. So let me know if...
Let's trade some things.
Okay.
She had 3 bottle caps and a melon? Come on, bro. Also, we can do better than that with these clothes. Here. Okay, also, I need you to work... Hey, lady! I need you to work on the crops. Not because of your ethnicity and the historical connotations. Certainly not. Hold on, I guess I need to plant more food before I can get her working in the fields. Two metal. Alright, lady. You're living in my town, let's dress you up a little better. There you go. There you go, don't you look pretty? Don't you look nice? And you there. You could be dappered up a little too.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Go ahead.
There you go, sir. Nice suit just for you. I'm gonna say these two are married. They're married. They're in love. And they both work for me. Alright. I wish they had... I wish they brought with them a fucking crop that I could actually plant more of. Like, more of in a confined space. Like... Because, like, these take up, like, so much space on the ground. I'm gonna have to, like, spread them all out. Also, I'm wearing a sweater vest now, so that I'm not looking so shabby with my new, friends in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. A wonderful day to be a neighbor. I don't know the song. Okay. Alright, I guess I'll go on my usual walk. I think I don't actually have to lap the whole place. I think I just have to, like, go down to, like, a corner. A corner. Oh, also, like, now that they are actually... It's daytime and they're working on the crops. Ah! No breaks! Get to work! Ah. Look, she already has some crops ready for me to pick. I cannot wait for a better crop. Okay, I've got 2 people. I think I currently can have a maximum of 16 people, but if I raise my charisma level higher, I can have more. You can have like a minimum of 10 people plus however many points of charisma you have. So I have 6 points of charisma, so that's 16. No, there's too many already. You going to play the Metal Gear remakes? There's only 1 remake. Actually, sorry, there's 2 remakes. There's the existing Metal Gear Solid 1 remake that was on GameCube, which I have not played. And then there is the upcoming Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, which I feel like I have to play. I wish they didn't. If they were going to remake a Metal Gear game, they should remake Metal Gear 1 and 2. Which, considering the last canon Metal Gear game was Metal Gear Solid 5, which takes place just before Metal Gear 1 and 2, they should have done that. They had Metal Gear Solid 5, then, you know, remake 1 and 2. That makes sense to me. Metal cover. Well, it's time to move on from gaming then, Bliet. There are better game, bro. I am optimistic that we will see some good new games in the future. Like I said, I kind of want to play that Gothic remake. The Witcher remake might surprise me as being good. Then I'll play the Witcher series. Marathon from Bungie, I have high hopes for. I like Soulframe might turn out better, possibly. I'd like to see Soulframe, you know, I'd like to see Soulframe improved on. Like, I like the look of it. I don't know how well it's gonna go, but it'd be nice. Good music for me running. Bro, this is the same outfit that gal was wearing in that movie, 12 Years of Slavery. I don't know that movie. So forget what Carlo Puppet looked like. How do you feel? How do you think Liza Pepperoni looked? Yeah, Liza P was a good game. I think you're probably right about how, as far as Souls-likes go, it's probably the best Souls-like. Gameplay, you know, very polished. Game world, very polished. Game feel, very good. Game feel good, me like. The setting was interesting, the lore was interesting, the theming around the story of Pinocchio was interesting. I feel like I can't like it too much because I just don't like how, like, the little Pinocchio looked. He was, like, too little and feminine. I just can't really get too into a character like that. I understand why, because he's the creation of Geppetto, who was trying to, you know, make his son, right? I get it. But, I'm a big, strong man. I'm a big, strong man.
Going well.
I want to play as another big, strong man. Iron sharpens iron. Let me sleep in my bed and see if that passes time along a little bit. It did! I went an hour into the future. Are my crops looking any better? No, not really. Let's keep running. You still need to do Lords of the Fallen. Now that's a worthy sequel, remake. Yeah, I'd want to play that. Lords of the Fallen. I don't know what it is. Lords of the Fallen is very good. I'd probably like it more than Liza P, considering, you know, you're probably playing as an actual adult. Lords of the Fallen is very good. I don't like it more than Lies of P, but it's definitely hella good. Why do you not like it more? Like, I don't doubt that probably the story of Lies of P is better. Like, the theming is probably better. It's more interesting than like just a sort of typical cliche dark fantasy world like Lords of the Fallen. I don't doubt that Lords of the Fallen feels probably a little bit... It would probably feel like a little bit, you know, cliche almost. Like it's just like copying Dark Souls too much or something. Me like. You just 2 on edge from the rabbit fight. The Black Rabbit Brotherhood. Yeah. That 4v2 didn't take you long, but it was having an effect on you. I hated it. I hated that the tables turned. I should always be the one with the numerical advantage. I hate being the one that was getting ganked. It sucks. It sucks being ganked. Now I know how I finally know how it feels, and I hate it. I never want to be ganked ever again. Even more than the Swamp Monster. The Swamp Monster wasn't too bad. Because I love parrying. I don't know, I'd put them on the same score. Because the mechanic in Lords of the Fallen feels so new and different. I don't know how to explain. The fact that you can co-op and reset at bonbons and fast travel with your co-op is crazy. Oh yeah, really? That's something that you can't do with in Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Yeah, that is annoying when in Dark Souls or Elden Ring, like if somebody dies, you both have to start separately instead of like starting back together. So it's good to hear there's a mechanic where you can both start back together. Come on, grow faster. How do I make my like initial 200 caps? Like what do I do to get caps? Other than like just steal from... Other than just steal. Oh, I think... No. I was gonna say I think that like my settlers will just kind of like progressively... They'll progressively like give me money, but I'm not so sure. How much wood and steel do I have? If I can get to 14 today, that'd be cool. I guess I'll just try to like I gotta get 2 more levels. I'll just try to do that now. It's a bit annoying that it auto-warps you back to your host of fingers if you move too far, but at the same time, it makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. Why would you want to be apart from your co-op friend? True. I mean, like, if you want to just, like, clear the whole dungeon ahead of me, I'm not gonna argue. So yeah, if you die, you both respawn together too. Yeah, that's helpful. You can virtually go everywhere. That's good. That sounds like a good system. That does sound... It sounds more progressive than Elden Ring, even. I know that the head developer of Elden Ring said recently that, like, in the future they want to make a totally seamless co-op experience. So, like, from the very beginning of the game to the very end, you could just keep co-oping the whole time. Because like, in the Dark Souls games, they don't let you co-op everywhere. And, like, even in Elden Ring... Like, there are limits to where and when you can summon people. Or even for how long. So, but like, in Elden Ring, they do a lot better than in Dark Souls, because like, you have a whole... You've got like very good... You've got very big maps that you can both run around in together. So Elden Ring is making progress in that area, but I would love to see... the developers make an even more seamless experience, because I love co-oping in those games. A lot of fun. Almost there. Almost there. There you go, level 14. Alright, I will scrap these one last time. What other games are upcoming that look good? But you was having so much fun not co-oping in Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, right. Good one. Woo. Yeah, so what games are coming out that look good? I was saying that I want to play Marathon, I want to play Gothic Remake, I want to play Witcher Remake, I want to play Soulframe, maybe, if they improve it. Elder Scrolls 6 is like 6 years away. I want to play that. What else is good coming out? There's another Souls-like that looks damn good. Let me see what the fuck it's called. Soulframe? Hell no, dog. But, like, Warframe is very popular. So why can't Soulframe be good, too? Soulframe is more new, and it's fantasy. I generally am more open to playing fantasy games than sci-fi games, because, like, sci-fi games all look and feel too similar. So I wouldn't really want to play Warframe or, like, The First Descendant or whatever, because, like, they look the same to me, almost. But, like, Soulframe, it's fantasy. I'd play that. If they can... everyone complained about the gameplay looking, like, too slow and clumsy. So if they can fix that before launch, which I believe they probably could, then, yeah, I'd play it. And I have a lot of confidence or optimism in Soulframe because it's made by the developers of Warframe, and Warframe is hugely popular. And it's like a 10-year-old game, I think. And they've been upgrading it and updating it. They've been giving a lot of updates for it over the years. So they've been doing a very good job of providing a decent live service game. So like Soulframe could be the same. That's setting the bar low. Warframe looks so mid. Monkey Souls looks so fucking good. Wukong Black Myth. Yeah, I mean, just generally, I'm not too into checking out Souls-likes. You know, I played the real Souls games. I don't need the Souls-likes. Alright, there we go. All scrapped. What is this song? Okay, I need level 2 of this, and I think I will also get medic level 1. There, so I can build a doctor station when I have the money. Alright, I don't know what else I can do. What time of day is it? It is 1 p.m. I might have my character sleep until the next day. It's almost 11 p.m. I might quit streaming soon. 11 p.m. IRL. Okay, let's see. 12 hours plus 7. I might quit streaming soon. Okay. Oh, it's 6 a.m. My bad. Let's go up to 8 a.m. Okay, where are my crops at? Oh, no crops, you lazy person. I will I'm going to beat you. You make my crops grow faster now. Oh, don't make me do it. I'll fucking do it. Alright, I will continue to run laps, I guess. Like, what else can I do? Like, at this point, there's, like, nothing I can do. I don't think. I need to wait for more settlers to show up. I need to wait for them to make my crops. I don't know... Because the only way I can progress... To, like, really... like, earn levels, I need money, I need caps to be able to craft those, gunner's cages. If I can get a cow to show up at my settlement, I can make drugs with the cow poop. And those drugs I can sell for money. Bleak Faith Forsaken look good too. What's that? Bleak Faith? Bleak Faith Forsaken looks good? What is this game? Bleak Faith Forsaken. Oh, there's also that upcoming game that I shared the trailer for months ago. It's like called like it's called like Unending Winter or something. It's about like a post-apocalyptic future where there's like a war going on, and you are playing as like a scavenger going around trying to collect all like the guns and useful items off of dead soldiers, while like you try to like hide and keep out of view of like war machines and things. It looks very good. I think it's for PC only, but I'd love it to come to console. And it's also multiplayer co-op. That game looked great. Bleak Faith Forsaken looks good. You're depriving yourself of honest to good game. Honest to God good game. What are you gonna play? Star Wars... What you gonna play? Star Wars Outlaws? I'm not gonna play Star Wars Outlaws. Because you play as a whammon. No thank you. You're just playing as female Han Solo. Like, why did they even bother? She's got even like a Chewbacca, I think. Because on the cover of the game, she's got like a big droid friend that basically just looks like Chewbacca in essence. I ain't seen no good survival games. Yeah, I would love to see more survival games. I mentioned earlier today that there's a new MMO coming out from the creators of Conan Exiles. It's a Dune MMO. It's called Dune Awakening. And it looks like pretty good. The game looks not bad. But it is a open world survival MMO. As you would expect from the developers of Conan Exiles. But the problem for me for that game is that the game is non-canon in the Dune universe. The whole setting of the game is like it's an alternate timeline where the main character of Dune is not born. And it's just like, oh, okay, so it's pointless to play the game then. Like, I'm playing something that's non-canon? Like, why would I waste my time? I I ain't seen no good survival games like that look good and play good. I love survival games. Like, I'm playing a survival game right now. Fallout 4, survival mode. You have to eat and sleep and drink and poop. You gotta keep track of all that stuff. And the gameplay is quite good too in this game, where you can run around and shoot people and level up your guy and build your own little towns. It's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. I don't think they have a survival mode in Starfield yet. I think they're working on it. But I don't know how well it would work in Starfield. Oh, my crop screw! Hell yeah. Alright, time for me to plant more crops. Oh boy, melons! Get a look at these melons. Alright, I might plant half of these. See, this is just like Minecraft. You plant crops, you wait for them to grow, you plant some more. Just like Minecraft. Exactly like Minecraft, I would say. This is the most Minecrafty of all the Fallout games. Alright, I'll plant more of this shit. I'll plant half of them and I'll keep half of them to eat. Alright. Yeah. Alright, I guess I'll keep running laps while I talk about games. Hoping that they, hoping my workers will, continue to, grow me some delicious food. Can I craft a water purifier? If I can get a water purifier, I can start getting, like, a lot of purified water. Which I can sell for profit later. Resources, water... Oh, I can. I can make a few water purifiers. How many generators can I make? 5. Okay, okay. I'll make some water purifiers, too. Street Fighter. So, a water purifier needs 2 electricity per water purifier. The more resources you have in a settlement, the more likely it is your settlement will get attacked. I'm sure I'll be fine, though. Okay, so... I can craft 6 of these. I should probably craft 3. I'll just do 3, I guess. 1, 2... 3. And make 3 small generators. Actually, I only need 2 generators because each water purifier needs 2 power, and these produce 3 power. So, do the math. All right, now we're in business. Now we're in business. You feel me? Know what I'm saying? We in business. Business. Ooh, my crops already be growing and shit. You feel me? Now we in business. We need some business up in here. Up in here. We need some business right now. Got some business going. Got some real business up in there. I will plant more of these crops. Plant half, eat half. Do you think when do you think apes will learn agriculture? When do you think they'll realize that they can make all the fruit they want? I want to see monkeys working the fields. Apparently, I saw a video. Too much metal. Okay, going on too long. I saw a video about how scientists found they were like studying an orangutan, and the orangutan got like a wound on its face or something, and the orangutan then found like a medicinal plant. It chewed it up and it put it on its face, on its wound, which means apes understand medicine. And they use it. And this is like the first this observation happened like a year or two ago. So it's like the first time that scientists have found that apes actually understand how medicine works and they use it on their own. So apes are kind of well into the Stone Age because we've seen videos of apes using tools, rocks and sticks. So that means they're in the Stone Age. But if they can use like medicine as well, they're getting there. They're kind of little smarty pants. Once Human, I seen it being played, but it looks so meh. Yeah, Once Human doesn't look so good to me. It looks too much like the Division, but like it's like the Division, but like sci-fi or something, right? Sci-fi with monsters. Doesn't look great. If they made Frostpunk but third-person survival instead of the overhead view, I would love that shit. Yeah, agreed. I'd play that. Ape together, strong. Ape together, strong. I should quit streaming soon. I don't want to like stay up too late. So, in terms of schedule, next weekend I will be streaming as normal, but the weekend after I will be at a con. So no streaming 2 weekends from now. Ooh, more Castlevania. Yeah, I might wrap things up here. I might wrap things up a little bit. I've got way too many melons and gourds. You fuckers. You couldn't bring me a fucking piece of corn or tomato. I'd be able to grow that shit so close together. Be way more efficient. You fucks. You fucking people. Alright. I'll probably wrap it up here. I might play... I probably will play this a little bit off stream, because, like, this challenge will take a little time. This challenge will be actually quite time-consuming. So I'll play a bit off stream, just to kind of progress things a bit. And then, like, you know, I'll play some more of this tomorrow, and I'll see where the progress is at. But, you know... This is entertaining for me because I really love Fallout 4, so I'm just kind of enjoying chilling and streaming it and talking and shit, having a good time. So I'll play a bit more off stream, and I guess I'll just kind of like pass the time to get a few more settlers and a few more crops, and then I also have to look up like how I need to make money before I can actually get gunners in cages to fight and kill. Crazy. What are you saying? Hey yo, the way she went down. Also a con. It's COVID, you can't. No. There's no more COVID. It was proven to be a myth. It was a psyop the whole time and you fell for it. At least you know Nakey no more. Yeah, I came out of the vault naked. I'm actually very happy that I was able to successfully go through with my idea of leaving the vault with nothing. And I showed up at the settlement with nothing, and I got everything I need just by reloading saves. Not very fun to do over and over, but I actually succeeded in starting with absolutely nothing. So that was cool. I want to see this town packed. I'll show you a packed town. Here, I've been playing this game off stream. I'll show you my town in my other character. So on my other character, I've built up like every town that I've come across, but this is the one that I'm staying at. This is the one that I like the most. On my other character. This is my main character right now. So, so I'll show you on the map. So here I am here. There is 16 people at this settlement. Sanctuary is all the way up in the corner over here. And so I'm all the way down here. So this is my settlement here. I've built up, like, between here and Sanctuary, I've built up every other settlement. So this is the one that I want to, like, live in, because, like, it's very centrally located, and you cannot fast travel on survival mode, so... So I built all of this, basically every structure you see. This whole settlement is in, like, an alley between buildings, so I've kind of, like, built up a whole second floor, because on the ground floor here, there's not really, there's not much space to build, so I was like, okay, I'll build all the houses and things on the second floor. So I have crops off to the side. There's another entrance here. There's a turret up there. I have a store here. I have a store here. Got some workbenches and stuff over here. I've got a guard posted over here. There's a guy back there. This is not as packed as it could be, by the way.
Yes.
I've got people working on crops back there. Got a basketball hoop for the urban youth. Another store over here.
Got a dangerous look about you.
Another store over here.
Opening it for me.
Another lady over here. People can live in here. People can live in here as well. I think the maximum amount of settlers you can have in a town would be like... maybe like 26. Possibly more, not sure. With mods, you can certainly add more. So to get to the second level, I got some stairs over here. Here's a little house I built. I think I'm pretty good at decorating them to make them feel kind of more lived in. Although my settlers don't really come up here too much. They mostly kind of hang around on the lower level. Which I kind of find annoying because I guess their tracking for walking around just isn't very good. So this settlement that I built here was an interesting challenge because it's like so tight to build in. But I think I did a pretty good job. There's another guy.
Yes?
In Fallout 4, you have, in some ways, more freedom in how you build compared to 76. But in 76, you have like a lot more to build with. So there's kind of more freedom there as well. Alright, here's my town. Very packed. I kind of had like Kowloon, the walled city, in mind when I was making this. Although I wish there were more people kind of walking around. It's hard for them to kind of navigate because I've just built so much, I guess. The AI cannot handle. See? Who said colonizing wasn't fun? Exactly! I love colonizing. Well, you could say I'm a colonizer. Preposterous. There's happiness meter? Yeah, there's a happiness meter. I think if the happiness gets too low, then settlers will leave. And if the happiness gets higher, then they'll work faster, I guess. Percentage. I'd fail immediately. Bro sure loves to build. I sure do love to build. Actually, what's cool, in Fallout 76, there's an update coming out in the near future where you can build a camp. So you know how like I built camps in Fallout 76 and I was so proud of them that I made videos and I posted them on YouTube, which I've now hidden. So there's a new feature coming in Fallout 76 where you can make a camp and you can sort of register that camp into a system in the game where people can look at them and vote on them. And if your camp gets enough votes, then people can go and visit your camp on different servers. So I'm excited for that, because I'll get to show off my camps to a whole new audience. They might not get too many... I think they won't get too many ratings, because I like to build, like, realistic camps, or realistic settlements in Fallout 76. And people will probably upvote the more wacky or crazy or interesting camps, which there are, you know, there's a good mix of both. Actually, in terms of camp building in Fallout 76, I am unique. I do not see many people building realistic settlements. I really haven't seen anybody else do that other than me. But I've seen people build, like, pretty wacky, interesting ideas. I was gonna suggest Tribes of Midgard, but no PS Plus for you. Yeah. I'm also not too interested in playing that right now. I played it too recently. Wait. Sony keeps fucking up. Yes, they do. I think I will probably get back on PlayStation Plus, like, beginning of September. That's like a good sort of transition period for me. I'm also gonna, like, around that time, I'll also, I'll clean my my PS5 again, I'll get PS Plus, I'll jump back in either Fallout 76 or Elder Scrolls Online, some online game. I want to get back into, like, a live service game. I haven't decided what yet. I was thinking about getting back into Helldivers 2, but with the recent update, people are, like, really pissed about... Like, people have, like, been downvoting Helldivers 2 on Steam again, because, like, they're really pissed off at how the developers just do not understand that, like, when they want to balance a game, they keep nerfing the popular weapons, and they don't buff anything. They buff nothing, only nerfs. So I can understand why people are leaving Helldivers 2 just constantly. They're like, fuck this game. They're not balancing the game at all. They're just making it suck more. Which sucks because I love the idea of Helldivers 2. And the gameplay's a lot of fun, but, like, the developers just don't really properly, like, update the game. Why you unlist, you monster? You should repost, but with rap music in the background. That would be funny. I unlisted my. I didn't delete the videos on YouTube, but I unlisted my Fallout 76 videos because I thought it'd be too confusing. Like, if people come to my channel and they see, like, a mix of, like, Fallout 76, like, camp building videos, and then also, like, funny clips from my streams, like, they're gonna be like, well, which is easy, a Fallout YouTuber or a streamer? So I was thinking, like, yeah, I should probably lean more into, like, the streaming aspect, because that is more of what I do. If I become a Fallout YouTuber, you know, someday, like, you know, I could potentially be swayed into it, like, around the time Fallout 5 comes out, you know? Unlikely, but it's possible. If I become a Fallout YouTuber, then I could probably, you know, share more videos like that. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna quit here. I'll try continuing this challenge tomorrow on stream, but I'll play a little bit off stream as well. Because I don't know. I might maybe get bored of this if it's, like, too much waiting. Then it might not be worth it. And then potentially next weekend I might stream something else, but I'll think about it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you boys tomorrow for more of this.
He's the guy who's the talk of the town with the restless gun. Don't you bother to fool him around. Keeps the varmints on the run, boy. Keeps the varmints on the run. You may think think he's a sleepy type guy. Always takes his time. Soon I know you'll be changing your mind when you've seen him use a gun, boy. When you've seen him use a gun. He's the top of the West, always cool, he's the best. He keeps alive with his Colt 45. You won't bother to fool him around when you've seen him use a gun, boy. When you've seen him use a gun. He's the top of the West, always cool, he's the best. He keeps alive with this Colt 45. Who's the guy who's riding to town in the prairie sun? You won't bother to fool him around when you've seen him use a gun, boy. When you've seen him use his gun.